So, like most diecast collectors, I feel a pretty common trait with all of us is we buy aspirational vehicles, things that, either you've had, cars you've enjoyed, muscle cars you once owned and no longer do, exotic cars you've always wanted to have, but can't afford or whatever. But every once in a while I buy something pedestrian just because, for whatever reason, it resonates with me. In the 90s, the Eddie Bauer Ford Explorers were everywhere, and this specific color combo was like that was the most ubiquitous SUV out there. I mean, that was really one of the first, other than the XJ Cherokee. The four-door Explorers, what really set off that trend, and they were the best-selling car for a long time. So I was at Walmart today over in Blastow, and I saw this thing. And I thought to myself, it's kind of, not exactly super exciting. I mean, it's Explorer. It's not a cop car variant. Sort of neat for what it is. If you owned one, and I remembered a couple of years ago when my ex-wife and her family were moving down to Florida along with my kids. There was sort of a last-minute emergency that arose, and she ended up asking me to drive down with her and do a road trip down to Florida. She had a few things in the truck, things like a couple of firearms and whatnot that she didn't want to fly with, and so she decided to drive down, and I ended up coming along on that road trip, and it was actually a lot of fun. Drove from Nashua, New Hampshire to the Jacksonville area in a fairly chaotic state, but it was a fun drive down there. And so for that reason, I thought, you know what, I should really buy this. That's a good memory. So anyway, I'm going to open this thing up. By the way, whoever came up with these quick release situations, that was a good idea. Yeah. That was a fun, if somewhat insane road trip. I flew back on a Delta flight, and there was a whole situation in Philadelphia, at the Philadelphia airport. Not going to get into it, but wasn't thrilled with the customer service from Delta Airlines. But yeah, this thing's neat for what it is. And by the way, for $11, this is a impressive level of detail for $11. It's not bad at all. Fun fact, back in the real world, if you're talking about one-to-one scale Explorers of this variety, this particular generation, if it has roof racks, it's almost definitely not a police vehicle. If it has the roof racks, the roof rails, then it's a civilian one. And I can't obviously say that's true 100% of the time, but I saw that pointed out on, I believe it was Instagram, in a post, and I've yet to see a situation where that bears that's not true. And so far, I can confirm that every time I've noticed one way or the other. All right. Hope everybody's having a nice Sunday.